So it's time for all the amazing readathons, and in November we have Non-Fiction November, one of the cornerstones of the BookTube community, and this is run by the lovely Olive at Book Olive. I will leave her details, the announcement video below, and yes, so Olive runs this each year. It runs for the duration of November, and it is pretty relaxed in the way that you approach it. The idea is just to pick up a bit more non-fiction in November, which I think is a fabulous idea, and certainly since watching BookTube I have been more interested in non-fiction, and I'm starting to find my groove a bit with non-fiction and what works for me and what doesn't. So thank you, Olive, for always championing some fantastic non-fiction. And the 4 prompts for this year are record, element, border and secret. So Olive picks 4 words seemingly at random. I don't know if they are at random, but they feel very random, and then you choose to interpret them in any way that you see fit. So I'm going to choose 1 book for each prompt, and I'm going to try and read those 4 books in November. I'm not going to try and push myself any further than that because yeah, man, yeah, there's other things going on in November also. So let's start at the top. So the first prompt, record, I have decided to go for Becoming by Michelle Obama. So I've chosen this because it is a record of her life as the wife of a president and what led up to that. I don't think this book really needs much introduction. I think most people have heard of this, if not already read it. I will be doing this as a mix of audio and physical because there are some pictures in here, so I will definitely be checking those out, but I've heard the audio is very, very good and it is narrated by Obama herself. So yes, this is what I'm picking for this one. The next prompt, element. In my mind, I think element, chemistry, science. This may be a slight stretch to physics, though obviously elements are involved in physics. Anyway, get on with it, Gemma. The book that I'm going to choose for this is actually a book that I have an arc of, so I think it is released in November. I'll put the date up here, and that is The Milky Way Smells of Rum and Raspberries and Other Amazing Cosmic Facts by Dr. Jillian Scudder. And it really does what it says on the tin. This is an amalgamation of random facts about the cosmere, about space and all of that stuff. Obviously one of which being that apparently the Milky Way smells like rum and raspberry. I don't know how she knows that. I don't know if she's like bobbed up and been like, oh yeah, I'm going to include that in my book, but I'm going to give it a whirl. It sounds like it would be probably quite easy reading. I hope so. I hope it doesn't go too sciencey, but I think that is the point, just to like bring some lightheartedness to astrophysics, which is typically not lighthearted. So the next prompt is border, and for this I'm going to pick up Notes from a Small Island by Bill Bryson. So I have only read one Bill Bryson, well, I say read, started reading, but I was like 11 when I picked up it's a short history of nearly everything, something like that. I was too young to appreciate that book, and so I put it down and I was like, ugh, non-fiction and Bill Bryson are not for me. I think I need to probably check that at the age of 30 odd. So yeah, I'm going to try Notes from a Small Island, and I know that Jack over at Spread Bookjoy really recommends Bill Bryson's work as well, so I will give that a go. And this is just about Bill sort of trekking around the UK and sort of, I suppose, exposing the good and the bad of island life. I call it island life because it doesn't really feel like island life, it just feels like normal life because I live on this island. And I'm using that for the border prompt because obviously we are like an island, so bordered by sea. Maybe also tenuous, but Olive said we can just twist it as we like, so that's what I'm doing. And then finally, for secret, I am going to read Know My Name by Chanel Miller. Again, this is a really, really popular one that I just haven't got to yet, and this is written by Miller, where she talks about how she was sexually assaulted by Brock Turner, and he received only 6 months, I believe, incarceration for that assault because of his sports prowess. I personally am not familiar with who Brock Turner is, so I don't know what sport he plays, but I'm sure I will do after reading this book. And I'm using secret because obviously she was sort of encouraged to use a secret name, was it Jane Doe, during part of this process, and wasn't able to share the secret of her identity until after the trial, I think is how it went. And so yeah, the uncovering of secrets and what secrets can do. So yes, I'm going to use that for this prompt, and that is my 4 books. So this is a super short video, super short TBR. I have recently done a video where I recommended 10 must-read non-fictions, so I'll leave that here for you in case you want some inspiration of fabulous non-fiction, and I'll see you soon with another one. Bye guys.